In this video, I'm going to be showing you an unbelievable break and retest strategy that made me rich trading binary options. I'm going to be showing you how to set this strategy up and to trade it effectively so that you too can become a successful binary options trader. But before we get straight into the video, a client of mine made $258 during London session this morning. He paid $10 to join my VIP signals room and he's just 25x his account this morning. I mean, that is absolutely insane. Y'all sleeping on these signals, y'all missing out, man. I provide the best binary option signals in the game. 5 signals per day, 25 signals per week, 100 signals per month. Profit is made every single day, and I have a 75% win rate with a proven track record. Try these signals out for 1 month. It will only cost you $10. Trust me, it will change your life. If it doesn't work for you, you can cancel your subscription at any time. Okay, so what is break and retest? The simple definition of break and retest is when the price breaks out of a support or resistance zone and comes back to test that zone. For those of you that still do not understand this concept, I'll explain it to you in simpler form. So currently we're in an uptrend. These 3 red lines here represent resistance zones. Now, I want you guys to see these resistance zones almost as a ceiling, as a roof. When the price breaks through this resistance zone, it now becomes a support zone. It becomes the floor, and we need the price to come back down to the floor. The same applies in a downtrending market, just the opposite. These 3 blue lines here can be seen as support zones or the floor, and when the price breaks through the support zone now becomes a resistance zone. Or the roof, the ceiling, right? And we need the price to come back up to test that resistance zone. That is the very basic concept of break and retest. I hope that gave you guys a bit of insight before we get into this strategy. Now, before we continue on to how to trade this strategy, trading in session is very important when it comes to using this strategy. If you guys do not know what I'm talking about when I say London session, Tokyo session, New York session, and the times of these sessions, then I'd highly recommend going to check this video out. In this video, I go into depth about sessions, what they are, and why you should use them. Okay, so now I'm going to show you step by step how to set up a break and retest opportunity. I am using TradingView at the moment. For me, it's better for navigation and technical analysis, and I just prefer it overall. But don't be intimidated by this. You can use any binary options broker that has a chart. So currently we're looking at euro to the New Zealand dollar. Now we'd be trading this currency pair during London session because the euro is a very popular currency to be trading during this session. We're currently on the 1 minute time frame. You can use whichever time frame you want. The strategy works for all time frames. You can use the 5 minute time frame, the 15 minute time frame, the 30 minute time frame, whichever time frame you want to use. I just prefer using the 1 minute chart because it is one of my favorite time frames to use. So essentially we need to identify the most recent high and the most recent low on the chart. Whatever's happened in the past is irrelevant. We're focusing on what's going on right now. Once you've identified the most recent high and low on your chart, you want to mark the most recent high with a trend line, highlighting the resistance zone. Then you want to mark the most recent low with another trend line, highlighting the support zone. Okay, I can see these trend lines are not very straight, but it'll be fine. All that we need to wait for is the price to break above this resistance zone, or we need the price to break below this support zone. The price is on a downtrend and it's looking very likely that the price is going to break through the support zone, but let's see what happens. Okay, so the price just broke through the support zone with 3 bearish candles. The support zone now becomes a resistance zone, and all that we need to wait for is the price to come back up and test this resistance zone. Right, as you can see, the price came back up to test this resistance zone with a beautiful bullish candlestick. Now that the price has come back up to retest this zone, this would be a good time to enter a sell position. Just keep in mind, when the price retests a zone, it doesn't mean you should just enter a position. You need to wait for some sort of confirmation. Here's a great example of one confirmation. When you see lots of upper wicks, it's a good time to sell, and when you see lots of lower wicks, it's a good time to buy. So here's an example of a great selling opportunity. As you can see, the price came back up to test this resistance zone. The candlesticks formed some upper wicks. Therefore, this would be a great selling opportunity, and the price proceeded to fall towards the downside. Now here we have an example of a great buying opportunity. As you can see, the price broke out of this resistance zone, came back down to test this zone with 2 lower wicks, proceeded by a big bullish candlestick without any wicks, and this would have been a great buying opportunity. Another confirmation is identifying bullish and bearish Marubozu candlesticks. Marubozu candlesticks are long red and green candlesticks without any wicks. These candles show very strong buying and selling pressure, and using this can be a great opportunity to get into the market. Again, I'm going to reuse this example. Once the price came back down to test this zone, we saw a big bullish Marubozu candlestick form, telling us that there's lots of buying pressure in the market, therefore this would be a great buying opportunity. The same thing applies in a downtrending market, just the opposite. Here we can see the price broke through the support zone, swiftly came back up to test the zone once again. Then we see this big bearish Marubozu candlestick form, telling us that there's lots of selling pressure in the market, therefore this would be a great selling opportunity. Now we're going to get into one last example on how to trade this strategy, then we're going to get into a couple of live trades. So the first thing we're going to do is mark the most recent high, highlighting the resistance zone. Then we're going to mark the most recent low with another trend line, highlighting the support zone. This looks terrible. Let me just adjust this real quick. It's very skew. So all that we have to wait for now is either a break of the resistance zone or the support zone. So let's see what happens. Okay, so the price broke through this resistance zone, forming a very bullish Marubozu candlestick. Immediately after that, the price came back down to test this zone, both of these candles having two lower wicks. Now that we've got both of these confirmations, this would be a great time to buy. And as you can see, the price proceeds to continue in an upward trend, and in my books, that's a winning trade. I'm going to give you guys one last example of a trade that you do not want to take. So here you can see the price break below the support zone over here, comes back up to test once, then twice, but there's 4 lower wicks below these candles over here. This tells us that there's buying pressure in the market, followed by these big bullish candlesticks. The price just proceeds to pump. So this is an example of a trade that you would not want to take. When it comes to opening a position with a break and retest strategy, you want to open a position 3 times the time frame you're using. In this case, I'm using the 1 minute time frame, so therefore I'd be opening 3-minute positions. And this applies for every time frame. If you're using the 5-minute time frame, you'll be opening 15-minute positions. Hell, you could use the 4-hour time frame and open 12-hour positions. It doesn't matter. Okay, so now that you guys understand how to use this strategy effectively, I'm going to get into a couple of live trades to show you guys exactly how I would trade this strategy. So sit back, relax, grab the popcorn and enjoy. Wow, that last trade was pretty solid, and I mean that's how easy it is to trade the break and retest strategy. If you stick to the rules and you do exactly what I showed you, you can make a lot of money. Now, just because I won 3 trades in a row doesn't mean you're going to win 3 trades in a row. You will lose trading this strategy. Losing is part of trading, but if you can see losing as a learning curve, it psychologically helps you to become a better trader. But anyway, I hope you guys learned something new today, and I hope this strategy works for you guys. And most importantly, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, go ahead and smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one.